Hello everyone, thanks very much for joining us. I'm Philip Duncan. We've got this enormous area of high pressure, and before you switch off, we've actually got some interesting little twists coming up with the weather pattern, including some warmer than average days. In fact, the days ahead are gradually going to get warmer and warmer nationwide. We've got some subtropical winds in the mix, some easterlies and further showers and snow, but mostly high pressure is dominating. So on the wind map today, we've added air pressure, and the white zone is basically the middle of this enormous high, up into the late 1030 hectopascals, but it stretches all the way over past Western Australia, and it stretches east of New Zealand past the international date line. So this is enormous, and it's going to limit the amount of rain coming into the country. Not great news for water care in Auckland with the water shortages there. The last thing they want to hear about is more dry weather on the way. So at the moment we've seen a few showers in Auckland, but less than 2 millimetres, just these little light showers coming off the Tasman. There'll be more of them over the next day or two as well. Further down the country the totals get a little bigger, but really not a huge amount. We're still in that 10-15 millimetre mark for the most part. Now this is the next 7 days ahead, right through until Tuesday of next week. Now the totals up here in the north, greens and yellows, so that's 2 to 10 millimetres. So it's not zero, but it's not a lot either. There will be a few more showers in Bay of Plenty. You'll see in the weekend there's some easterlies coming through with some showers, but most of the rain again on the west coast. It's the only part of the country that has actually got average rainfall or even above average. Everybody else is leaning drier. So with this high rolling in, cold nights, another cold night coming up tonight. This is for when you wake up on Wednesday morning, and these areas in the north are leaning a few degrees cooler than average, but you go to the other end of the country and we've got yellows in there. Southland's becoming warmer than average overnight tonight again as those northwest winds build up. And if you're in green, that's not on the key, that's just normal temperatures for this time of the year. But look at Wednesday itself, the afternoon, warmer than average almost everywhere except the very north. Again, green means normal temperatures. You're not above or below average, but everybody else leaning warmer than average as this new sort of westerly wind starts to kick in. So this is Wednesday's weather map. There is the big high stretching all the way off to Perth and all the way out east of New Zealand. But these are the nor'westers. They're coming out, actually when you track the origins, they're coming out of around Alice Springs down and into the lower part of the South Island. So that is why the temperatures are about to lift up by day over the next couple of days ahead. On Thursday, subtropical winds now drifting down over parts of New Zealand. So this is not your normal high, and it's split in half for a time with a secondary centre going off down around Hobart. Now on Friday, that second high will push into the Tasman Sea while the other one remains stuck over Northland, and the two start to merge up as we go in towards Friday night. So this won't be two separate systems, it will merge into one right over the top of us. But on Friday, there is a colder southerly change that heads northwards. So the warmer than average week takes a bit of a break for some parts of the South Island. There'll be a little dusting of snow up on the mountains and another burst of showers coming into northern New Zealand. But remember, with a high up here, subtropical, so it won't be overly cold on Friday. There's a little bit of snow coming up. This is the next 3 days up until Friday morning. The biggest totals will be on the mountain tops of the South Island, where you could be getting up over 75 centimetres potentially in those areas, and just a little dusting around the central North Island into the weekend. And so there are the showers that we just mentioned before for Bay of Plenty in that 7-day outlook. So you can see it's coming around sort of as an easterly. This isn't 100% locked in. It's only a small amount of showers left over from that cold front. The high rolls in, so we'll probably get a few more frost this weekend. And on Sunday, look at the size of that high. 1037 stretches all the way up north towards Fiji. It stretches all the way south to the bottom of our screen. This is an absolutely huge system. Behind it, another high shaped west to east, and low pressure. That's more normal for this time of the year, that setup. So it's fairly dry and settled right through until the start of next week. And by the way, subtropical winds returning as we get in towards the end of Sunday. That's all from me. We'll see you again tomorrow with the next update.